Well, hi everyone. Today I'm going to make some meatballs with peanut satay sauce and cauliflower rice. So this is a dairy-free recipe. First we're going to add in the pork mince. I'd already used some. Then 1 egg from my chooks. Some garlic. This garlic's very small, but it's Australian. So I'm prepared to deal with it. Squash that garlic and then the skins just peel off without any effort. She says that one's not quite squashed enough. So a nice creamy dairy-free recipe. I think 2 will be enough. Just adding a bit of flavour there. We'll add some more garlic as well to the sauce. So we'll just put a little bit in there. And then this is just a Penang curry paste. You could use pretty much any curry paste that you like that you've got hanging around. Just a little bit here. Just giving a little bit of extra flavour to the meatballs. So this brand though, the Aroy D, is no carb essentially, so 1%, which is why I like it. And then, because we're keto, salt, 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 salt. I like to salt my food. I'm not so good at drinking the salt. And then a little bit of coconut flour to bind, seeing as we're on the coconut train. Coconut flour absorbs an enormous amount of water, so you really need a very small amount. Now I'm going to stick my hands in here because it's the easiest way to mix it all together. Look at that egg yolk from my chooks, who roam all day eating green grass and bugs, which is why my yolks are so yellow. And so good for you. So, looks a bit wet at the moment, but I'm going to set it aside for a couple of minutes. And that coconut flour will expand and soak up all that liquid. It's already starting, I can feel it there. So that's as simple as the meatball mix is. Just give me a moment while I wash my hands. So as you can or can't see, it's actually already firmed up quite a lot in a couple of minutes. So I'm after quite petite size balls, just rolling them up, and I'm putting them straight in the fry pan, which isn't on yet, but rather than make yet another dish, I'll do it this way. So I might not be the world's neatest cook, but I promise you I'm a good cook. So here they all are in the pan. That's coconut oil, the white stuff sitting there. So what have we got? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 balls out of what would be about 300 grams of pork mince. So of course you can use whatever meat you would prefer. You can use chicken, you can use turkey, you can use beef, you can use lamb, or you can use pork. I find that I'm using a lot more pork these days. Nice high fat content, pretty versatile. I probably wasn't a huge pork person before keto, but now I love it. So coconut oil, the balls, we'll fry those off and I'll come back to you shortly. So I'm just browning them off on all sides. You want to pretty much cook them, to be honest. Still a little bit pink inside maybe, but you want them cooked enough to hold together. Onto the sauce portion of this dish, I'm going to add a bit more coconut oil. Not too much. A tablespoon. I'm almost at the end of this jar. God, it's unwieldy stuff, isn't it? Need to live in the tropics where it stays liquid, unlike where I live, where it's always solid. So I'm melting down that. I'm adding another, say, dessert spoon, curry paste. Just start that off. Not much. I mean, it depends on your taste. If you like things really spicy, add more. This is really only a couple of serves, not the amount I've made here, so I don't want to go too crazy. You need to get the spices heated up. They're not nearly as good if you put them straight in without cooking them first. Now this is half an onion and about 3 cloves of garlic, which has been done in the NutriBullet. Because you want the sauce to be smooth, she says, with that huge piece of onion that the NutriBullet hasn't dealt with. That's alright. Just whiz it up again. Rather than having chunks of onion, you can have that onion flavour and garlic flavour. Oh, the NutriBullet hasn't done a very good job. Didn't leave it for long enough. But it doesn't matter because I'm a lazy cook and it will still taste fabulous. So I just want that to cook through before I add anything else. There's some nice colour there already. So I'm going to go through about 8 spoons making this dish. What the dishwasher's for. So I'm going to use this all natural Bollocks peanut butter. Smooth. I'm always smooth. Give it a bit of a stir because it goes all soft at the top and hard at the bottom because it's natural. Good couple of tablespoons of that. Now, you know, I know it's contentious having peanut butter on keto, it's a legume, but I love it, and it doesn't seem to give me a reaction. If you don't tolerate it, use almond butter, macadamia butter, hazelnut butter, whatever floats your butter. So it's getting that peanut butter in there, and then the all important coconut milk. Nothing beats the AM brand in Australia. It has no preservatives. It has higher percentages of coconut than the other brands, and it's delicious. Now we're just going to start to incorporate that. Until it all starts to come together. Into its coconutty, peanutty, satay deliciousness. Look at that. Now, because it's keto and because natural peanut butter is always not nearly salty enough, I'm adding a good dose of salt. Bring out the flavours. Keep your electrolytes up. And then just using your peanut butter spoon rather than a new spoon. Yep, it's good. Could possibly have used a little bit more spice. Oh, it's coming through, it's coming through. So I'm going to add the balls back in. So it's thickening up a bit too early, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water. And the rest of this, oh God, you see, the rest of this coconut. I don't want it to get too thick too fast. There we go. But you can always water it down a bit with water, even though it's mainly fat based. It doesn't mind a bit of water. So you get those balls all soaking away in that satay. Doing that last little bit of cooking. So this might be the world's easiest recipe. I'm not even really sure why I'm showing you. Feel free to stop watching and just do your meatballs. Most people know how to do cauli rice. Anyway, just a grater on the big grate, piece of cauliflower. I'm just doing it for one meal, so you can do it in the food processor. I don't recommend the NutriBullet. It mulches it too much, but a decent food processor just on pulse a few times is a great way to do a lot of it. But if I'm just doing a single serve, I just grate it. I like the consistency when it's grated, as long as you don't grate your fingers off. It'll do. We won't worry about that little piece. Ta-da! Cauli rice. It's pretty much as easy as it gets. I'm just going to fry it off. Now, my preference is to fry it in ghee, but I'm actually out of ghee at the moment, so I'm just going to fry it in a little bit of coconut oil. And that's so boring to watch. It's just maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, you can see by how small and how fine it is that it's really not going to take much at all to cook it. And you don't want it too sloppy anyway. So we're all served up. Cucumber slices, which just are divine with a peanut satay sauce. Some cauli rice and your satay pork meatballs. Enjoy! I know I will.